Hey everyone, it's Felix Warren here, and I have a very interesting thing to read tonight. This is actually a piece of occult literature. It is the Proud Boys Meetup Stations of the Congregation. And this actually looks very similar in some aspects to, for instance, Masonry or Coven, Book of Shadows types of books. I'm just going to go ahead and read through the whole thing, and then in a separate video, I'm going to do commentary. Or maybe I'll do commentary at the end after we read through the whole thing. That sound good? That way you get the content, and then afterwards we can talk about it. So, without further ado, I'm just going to read the thing, and let's go. This is 11 pages. Proud Boys Meetup. Stations of the Congregation. Station 1. Bold type is not to be read aloud. Type in bold. Before the meetings begin, clear the area of all women and of men who are not at least first degree. If doors, in quotations, cannot be closed, the Proud Boys assemble to an area that is as secluded as possible. This area is protected by 2 main guards who are assigned to monitoring the perimeter. The following is to be read aloud by the brother in charge. End bold type. Brothers, we are about to open this council in the first section. All persons not having received the honors of membership in the first degree shall please retire from the chamber. The doors shall now be closed and the guards assume their positions. Brothers, do you vouch that all present are in possession of first degree membership? Bold type. All members say, yes, sir. End bold. Repeat after me. I am a Western chauvinist. Wait for members repeating statement. Who refuses to apologize, wait for members repeating statement, for creating the modern world, wait for members repeating statement. New members, raise your hands. Welcome, gentlemen, to the greatest fraternal organization in the world. What happens at this meeting is only to be discussed among other proud boys, and only if they are your degree or higher. You are our brother now. We have your back as you have ours. We don't care what race you are or what your sexual preference is. The only prerequisite of this organization is that you are a man and you recognize the West is the best. We will commence this meeting by reading a passage from Pat Buchanan's The Death of the West. Bold type. Note, non-American chapters should neglect to recite the italicized sentence at the end of paragraph 2. In bold. As fair-minded and mostly Christian folks, we concede that there is truth in the indictment of America's past. Our fathers did participate in slavery. We did practice segregation. Our treatment of the Indians was not what one should have expected of people to whom the Sermon on the Mount was divine command. But having internalized a guilt that gnaws at their souls, these Republicans in their long life quest for absolution are easy prey for confidence men like Jackson and Sharpton who run the big sting. The truth, in the story of slavery and the slave trade, Western man was among the many villains, but Western man was also the only hero. For the West did not invent slavery, but it alone abolished slavery. Had it not been for the West, African rulers would still be trafficking in the flesh of their kinsmen. Slaves, after all, were the leading cash crop of the friends of Mansa Musa. In Mauritania and Sudan today, slavery has returned to the deafening silence of intellectuals who have built careers on the moral shakedown of America and the West. Italics. America was a segregated society, but in no other nation do people enjoy greater freedom, opportunity, and prosperity than here in the United States. End italics. The time for apologies is past. But if Middle America believes that capitulations and reparations will buy peace in our time, it deludes itself. If there were no more demands, the race racketeers would have to find a new line of work. But as long as the silent majority keeps acceding to their demands, they will keep on making them. Time to just say no. Raise a glass and say, "A toast to the greatest civilization on earth and the men who built it. Uhuru!" Everyone says Uhuru. I would also like to make a toast to the entrepreneurs who risk everything to improve our lives. To the entrepreneurs! Everyone says to the entrepreneurs. And to the housewives that create human life, shape it, and build the communities in which we live. To the housewives. Everyone says to the housewives. To free speech, the number one amendment. To free speech! Everyone says to free speech. And to our guns, the number two amendment. To guns! Everyone says to guns. To the heroes who answered their country's call and ultimately laid down their life so we may maintain our great society. To the veterans and our honored dead. Everyone says to the veterans and our honored dead. And finally, to the parasites both on the streets and in the White House who want to attack us and take what we earn. To the trespassers who want to sabotage our culture, our family, and our way of life. You want a war? Well, you've got one. To all of our enemies, both high and low. Everyone says bring it on. Brothers, before we close this meeting, are there any matters we need to settle before the Sharia court? If you feel you have been wronged by another brother or someone has been unfairly banished or any other grievance, let it be heard now before me and we will settle it like men. Bold text. Brother with grievance presents it. Defense is heard. Decision is made. Note, if the defendant isn't present, he either submits his defense to the judge in advance or the case will not be heard. End bold. The matter is now settled. We remain as brothers. First degrees who wish to get their second degrees raise their hands. We will be performing second degrees throughout the night. I now declare this meeting adjourned. Raise your glass. Uhuru! Proud of your boy! Bold text. The above reading is all that's required of a Proud Boys meetup. The following stations are encouraged but not mandatory. Station 1 should be printed out and brought to all meetups. The following stations are not mandatory and are just notes to help understand the organization. Note, the secret handshake obviously can't be printed out here. This will be made available to your chapter upon contact with the elders. Talk to a third degree in the New York City chapter. Station 2. Proud of your boy. It is healthy to sing our anthem at least once a night, but this isn't always possible. Ideally, we seek out venues that have a jukebox with this song available. Reader's note, I don't know the melody to this, so I'm going to read it like it's spoken word poetry. That good? Cool. Proud of your boy. I'll make you proud of your boy. Believe me, bad as I've been, Ma, you're in for present supplies. I don't know why I switched those letters, but let's just go with it. You're in for a pleasant surprise. I've wasted time, I've wasted me, so say I'm slow for my age, a late bloomer, okay, I agree. That I've been one rotten kid, some sun, some pride, and some joy, but I'll get over these lousing up, messing up, screwing up times. You'll see, Ma, now comes the better part. Someone's gonna make good, cross his stupid heart. Make good and finally make you proud of your boy. Tell me that I've been a louse and loafer. You won't get a fight here, no ma'am. Say I'm a gold brick, a goof-off, no good. But that couldn't be all that I am. Water flows under the bridge. Let it pass, let it go. There's no good reason that you should believe me. Not yet, I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy, though I can't make myself taller or smarter or handsome or wise. I'll do my best. What else can I do? Since I wasn't born perfect like Dad or you, Mom, I will try hard to make you proud of your boy. I'm going to pause to let you breathe, because wow. Okay. Station 3. How to perform the 3 degrees. First degree. All that's required here is that the proud boy publicly declares the following: I am a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. Public is open to interpretation. We don't allow anonymous contributions to the Proud Boys because that isn't proud, in quotations. We also don't accept trans men because they aren't boys, in quotations. Well, I'm going to stop to drink on that. Because, point of order, I am trans, so F you. It is up to that chapter's discretion to determine how public the first-degree declaration is. At the very least, it must be said on video and submitted to the chapter. At the very most, it is said in every possible public platform available. Second degree. 5 serials. The counter, a brother not involved in the fight who counts each serials after determining its validity, leads this ritual. Before the punching starts, the prospect has to repeat his first-degree oath, I am a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. Then the counter says, you will now list 5 breakfast cereals. While the prospect recites the cereals, 5 proud boys must pound him. Shots to the head and below the belt are discouraged but not against the rules. The proud boy receiving his licks is not meant to fight back, though doing so does not negate his second degree. After the beating, the brother gets a hug from the counter as he says, welcome aboard, and everyone says, proud of your boy several times. Proud boys in secluded areas have tried to have friends give them their second degree and submit it to a chapter for verification. This doesn't work. Those in remote areas have to create their own chapter and make sure the 5 men punching them are at least first-degree proud boys. No wanks. A proud boy may not ejaculate alone more often than once every 30 days. That means he must abstain from pornography during that time, and if he needs to ejaculate, it must be within 1 yard of a woman with her consent. The woman may not be a prostitute. This is our religion, and our Pope is the religion's founder, Dante Nero. Men who are away from their wives for extended periods of time has requested video conferencing as a way around the 1 yard rule. This is not allowed. Third degree. You need the words proud boy tattooed anywhere on your body, and you must preserve the tenets of your first and second degree. There are no rules on how the words must look, though the norm is to pursue the traditional tattoo font of yore. Fourth degree. This degree is loosely defined as engaging in a major conflict for the cause. Being arrested is not encouraged, although those who are immediately become 4th degrees because the court has registered a major conflict. Serious physical fights also count, and it's up to each chapter to determine how serious the conflict must be to determine 4th. This regulation is not retroactive, and it only counts events that occurred after a brother was declared a proud boy. Skipping degrees. If someone gets a 3rd degree before their 2nd degree, the 3rd degree is placed in a form of stasis until the previous degrees can be completed. This also works with those who get a 4th before their 3rd. If the previous degrees are never completed, the degree remains in stasis. Station 4. Our politics. We are not a political group. We are a fraternal brotherhood like the Elks Lodge or the Shriners. We are a multiracial group that is socially liberal and welcomes gay members. Again, our only non-negotiable rule is that you are a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. Much confusion revolves around the word chauvinist, as women tend to assume it means sexist. It means a person displaying aggressive or exaggerated patriotism. Almost all our members are pro-Trump, but there are exceptions, our Pope being one of them. We disavow Nazis, and we don't want them at our meetups. We disavow racists and don't want them at our meetups. We allow weak beta male virgins to join because our fraternity is about helping men improve their lives, and that includes all men. If, however, a proud boy refuses to step up to the plate, if he doesn't need our advice and try it, if he doesn't assimilate and engage with the group, he will be asked to leave. Our founder, Gavin McInnes, peace be upon him, often cites his 10 Ways to Save America list as a compendium of proud Western beliefs. Brothers don't have to ascribe to all of these, but it does provide a good idea of where we stand. 1. Abolish prison. There are too many men in prison right now, and we need to fix this mass incarceration problem. This obviously doesn't mean bust open the gates right now. It means we need to start going in the opposite direction and recognize the people we are putting in cages are human beings. The following points lend themselves back to this one. 2. Give everyone a gun. Not for free, obviously, but gun laws are too strict in about 80% of the country and 90% of the Western world. Right now, it's mostly bad guys who have guns. Good guys need them too. This will help prevent crime. 3. Legalize drugs. The drug war is a failure. Take away the profits from drugs and you take away gangs, and soon prisons are losing their best customers. 4. End welfare. Right now we have incentivized single mothers. This has shattered families, especially poor families. Stop rewarding single mothers for leaving their husbands and we get the family back. With fathers comes discipline and employment. With jobs comes less crime. 5. Close the borders. We have strayed from a merit-based immigration policy and have replaced it with open borders. We need to build a wall and encourage assimilation. No more Spanish schools or Chinese schools. Everyone speaks English, and patriotism is encouraged. 6. Outlaw censorship. I know, number 5 somehow isn't censorship. I know. 6. Outlaw censorship. The West has thrived with the checks and balances open discussion provides. Without it, fascism thrives. We need to fight for free speech not just against the government, but against the people who want to shut it down. We are now policing ourselves worse than Big Brother. That needs to stop. Free speech includes all speech, good and bad. And a huge part of this brotherhood is making sure nobody is prevented from speaking. This is arguably our most important cause. 7. Venerate the housewife. Proud Boys are encouraged to put a ring on it and knock her up. We need to make more Proud Boys. The young are encouraged to sow their wild oats, but as we get older, committing to a family becomes more and more important. With the family comes a deep respect for the housewife. We push back against the feminist notion that shaping human lives is somehow selling out. We see housewives as sentient beings who have an incredible gift. 8. Glorify the entrepreneur. Western liberalism scoffs at the rich and those who put it all on the line to improve our lives. We recognize the incredible sacrifice this takes, and we are in awe of all the great entrepreneurs throughout history who got us here. 9. Recognize the West is the best. This is just a hate fact. America was not stolen from the Indians, and it was not built on slavery. Europe and Britain were not built on colonization. We fought hard to be number one, and we won. All other cultures are not merely different than us. They are worse. 10. Shut down the government. We have no respect for the institutions that rob us of our hard-earned wages. We don't expect another man to handle our freedom and determine our destiny. We may not be anarchists, but we always want the government brought down to the absolute minimum. Station 5, the end. This should serve as a general guide for starting your own chapter. There has been a lot of talk about whether Muslims should be allowed in. The elders have not settled this, nor will they talk about an antiquated ban on abos. There are other general guidelines that don't matter. We hate flip-flops and cargo shorts. Fedoras are banned. We like to stick to classics like Levi's, Chuck Taylor, Vans Eras, Clark's Desert Boots, J. Crew wingtips, Pendleton, Woolrich, Filson, and Ray-Bans. We encourage Proud Boys to be well-dressed in collared shirts, especially when talking to the media. The uniform, which is not mandatory but highly encouraged for rallies, is a black Fred Perry polo with gold piping. A goal for the club is for people who try to shut down free speech to feel a deep sense of fear when they see the black and gold appear at a rally. It signifies a group of men who are prepared to fight back. A recommended shoe is the black Red Wing classic moccasin toe boot. Bootleg Proud Boys t-shirts are all over the internet, and there is no official one as of yet. We encourage the free market and enjoy seeing Proud Boys benefit from their own club. Each individual chapters have full autonomy. We strongly believe in chapter rights and have no mandatory terms outside of the West is the best. This is not a Gavin McInnes fan club, and although the movement was created via the Gavin McInnes show, many members haven't even seen the show. This is about taking our civilization back. This is about rebuilding the patriarchy. There are dozens of chapters, and they are all over the world. We have a Proud Boy in the White House, Lucian Wintrich, and we have Proud Boys making international headlines as they destroy the left, Mike Cernovich, Charles C. Johnson. There are charity events, fundraisers, rallies for free speech, legions of Proud Boys girls, and even a comedy tour. We are creating documentaries, shows, podcasts, and magazines and changing the course of history. It's an incredible time to be proud of who you are. We tried shame and apologies. It didn't work. It's more than just a time to say no. It's time to fight. Uhuru! So that's the last page. And I guess that I'm not going to say a lot of questions, but I am going to say I have a lot of commentary. So, I don't know what this Uhuru thing is, and I'm not going to just look up stuff while I'm here. I'm just going to let that stay there for another day. But I do want to get up here to, kind of when we were talking about the first degree, second degree, stuff like that. Now that's very interesting. They said there's a secret handshake that they don't actually have available for you to see. And the thing is, the Masons had a secret handshake. And a lot of Mason books, like they have a little book that you get if you're in that particular group of Masons, and that particular lodge. Thank you. And if you're in that particular lodge, then you like do things this way, and they'll have like an illustration of the handshakes and stuff, but they don't put an illustration of the handshake here. Obviously, they teach it person to person, which is also kind of common for secret handshakes. If it's anything like the KKK secret handshake, then it's kind of a limp-wristed handshake, where you kind of tickle somebody's wrist afterward. That's actually pretty common. That's pretty close to the Mason handshake. The idea of the secret handshake is usually that you can do it around other people and they don't see which gesture you're doing, and so usually there's like some fingers that come underneath and do this or something. That's one way to really hide the gesture, as it were. And that way anybody can kind of give themselves away as whatever secret member of whatever secret organization it is. But let's see, the several degrees. Now, the idea that you reach third degree by doing combat for them is very interesting, because I believe that is a skinheads thing. And this might match up kind of well to some of the skinhead rules. The 5 serials, the second degree 5 serials initiation, where you just get beat up by your brothers, in quotations. I have seen some interesting Mason initiations where there is kind of a gauntlet that you go through, but you're not really beat up like right there. Like, this is very much a Fight Club thing, I think. I think that somebody watched Fight Club and decided to borrow it from there, because the gauntlet stuff is more a psychological thing than it's supposed to be an actual assault on someone. And let's see. Third degree, yeah. Oh, that's right. Third degree was to get the tattoo. So you just get it tattooed somewhere on your body. That reminds me of a lot of prison or gang culture, actually. Fourth degree is engaging in a major conflict for the cause. Now that reminds me of what I was saying before about the skinheads. Like, there's certain skinheads that like you get a kind of different rank or different recognition if you've like drawn blood in a fight. There's different ways of showing that. Now the dress code is interesting. The sex restrictions, I'm not going to really give too much commentary toward, but I will say that that type of stuff isn't usually part of the Mason stuff, although like the Mason and other secret society stuff often does tell you like what kind of sex is acceptable and how you should be like consorting with your wife, because like these, like the Masons and other groups, they are male only. They typically are not trans friendly as well. So it doesn't take too much to like ape these organizations, but make it into something terrible like this. So, um, I guess I guess that's like kind of the end of my analysis. I think everything else here was pretty obvious. You can obviously see the conflicts here between like free speech and freedom for everyone except the people that they don't like. There's quite a lot of room in this text given to talking about the people who founded the Proud Boys, which I find kind of amusing, to be quite honest. It's just like a very self-obsessed document that is very much into itself, and I don't know, it seems like whoever typed this up never thought that anybody outside the Proud Boys would ever see it, which is pretty par for the course. Um all of these talking points are just really obvious. Um I don't really see anything here that is. I'd say the secret society stuff that is pretty par for the course is stuff like clearing the area of all people who are not qualified to be in the thing, and like, you know, who are not already initiated. Clear the area of all initiate or all non initiates, um, and then having two guards to watch the door and monitor the perimeter. That's pretty standard for a secret lodge or just secret club or cult meeting as well. I'm actually surprised that they've only got two, but I think it just depends on where it is that you are, because this is supposed to be a guide for like different cells of this one type of group. It's kind of instructions to form a unit of one of these. Also, did y'all catch that Sharia thing? That they said before the Sharia court? Did they like copy paste something from like ISIS or something and forget to swap that word out? That was pretty weird, wasn't it? So yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'll have a link to the document in the footer. Thanks to Kyle Cheney. He is a journalist, for uploading this to documentcloud.org. And yeah, like not great stuff. Not great stuff to read, but like, I mean, it's what you expected, right? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, there's some other videos on my channel that are about different types of secret organizations that are not like this. Lots of magic stuff, and yeah. See you there. It won't be this stuff. This stuff sucks. Bye.